grow, still can't stop it.
What is up? I am Crypto Mason, and welcome back to the Crypto Mason YouTube channel. Shout out to the Gold Squad. We look for gold in every single aspect of our lives, and we always find it. Now, today we've got a nice little video here, daily market update. XRP is pumping, making me feel butterflies inside, right? We got to like 83 cents. We're going to cover that. There was some major news on the XRP lawsuit. There was some major NFT news. In my opinion, this NFT news that I'm going to cover is the biggest NFT news that the space has ever seen. Now, I also want to point out, look what I'm wearing, dude. The health, wealth, and self. Look at that. Lotus flower, XRP right there, ETH. That is on the merch site. So I never promote the goldsquad.shop, but goldsquad.shop is there. I hope this purple gets back in stock, but the purple is dope. The black is dope too. Let's get into it. Make sure you're following me on Twitter right there. Let's talk about this NFT news first, and then we'll hop into the total market cap, BTC. We've got some interesting charts on Bitcoin. Then we're going to talk about XRP. Then we're going to talk about Quant and a bunch of other stuff. So this is the first news we have today. And Yuga Labs, okay? Yuga Labs is the creators of Bored Ape Yacht Club. Okay, Bored Ape Yacht Club. We all know that, right? So I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'm going to fly by it because this is what the NFT Mason channel is for. You can go onto the NFT Mason channel. We've been killing it. The support is so crazy on these videos. And I'm having so much fun making the NFT Mason videos. So, big news. Yuga has acquired the CryptoPunks and Meebits collection from Larva Labs. Larva Labs created CryptoPunks. And the first thing we're doing is giving full commercial rights to the NFT holders. This is absolutely amazing. But what we're seeing here is Yuga Labs rising to the top of being the NFT mega corporation. Yuga Labs is an LLC. That's not a DAO sitting there. That's an LLC, right? Who's about to own, or they do own, 3 of the biggest NFT collections in the world, right? The top 2, they own it. CryptoPunks and Bored Apes, the most famous ones. So what we're seeing is an NFT mega corporation like Coke or Pepsi. We're seeing that rise to the top right in front of our eyes, which is just amazing, but also, you know, kind of not aligned with the Web3 ethos. This is amazing, though. Massive news. I think we're going to see a lot of other companies acquire different projects, you know. Super amazing. Now, moving on to the actual crypto market here, $39,000 Bitcoin, right? $2,500 ETH. Feels like every day I'm coming on here and it's the exact same price, $39,000, $2,500, both sitting like slightly below key levels that I want to see them pass. For example, 40,000, I want to stay above 40K, and 3K, I want to stay above 3K. The star of the show today is that XRP, dude. Now, we're going to talk about why XRP pumped, where I think the price is going, and a bunch of other stuff, right? Stellar also moved a little bit with XRP. We've got Monero. I guess the Illuminati is still buying Monero here. It's a funny joke, by the way. That's not serious. That's a joke. But Monero had like a 70% spike, and I'm like, damn, the Illuminati must be buying that. So I wanted to show you guys this chart, right? I made up this chart right here. This is the total crypto market cap, right? And I just logged back onto this chart and saw that my support and resistance lines are perfectly playing out, right? Like we're still in between this range, this macro range of 2 trillion, right? That's the level that I tell you every time when we approach that, it's profit taking time. And look how many times that's worked right over here in January, right? I don't think I was saying it in January, but definitely I was saying it right here in February 9, as we approached it on February 15, as we also approached it at the start of March. So when it hits that, it's coming straight back down, and we've bottomed out at like 1.55 trillion or 1.5 trillion 2 times now, right? So we're in this macro range. Now, as long as we stay in this range, you don't have anything to worry about, dude. Like, as long as we, like, stay in this range, you can just be chilling and hitting these, like, you know, we buy when it's down here, like we buy here, goes up, sell our stuff here, right? And if you have long-term bags, you don't need to sell your long-term bags. You can have a short-term portfolio, right? But this is what it's looking like right now. I am not worried unless we break below this, right? I'm not worried unless we break below that, and I'm not excited unless we break above the 2 trillion. Moving on to some of the altcoins. Actually, no, we're going to talk about Bitcoin here. BTC, 39,000, right? Literally been flat since basically March 10 here. So a couple days, we've just been flat. I really do not have anything to say about Bitcoin. Basically, it's in a same type of range like that. Let's focus on the fun stuff, which is altcoins and why XRP is pumping here. Actually, we got one more Bitcoin chart. Sorry. Actually got 2 more Bitcoin things. BTC versus Eth Annualized Inflation. Now, this is showing right here that the EIP 1155, I think it was, the Ethereum improvement proposal that was just introduced. Oh yeah, EIP 1559, sorry. That has activated, and it shows that the annualized inflation of BTC versus Ether, it shows that ETH has been under, like less, right? Under Bitcoins for the past 7 months. So that is super crazy. ETH is on its way to becoming deflationary, which is very cool. We also have Patrick Hansen right here. Just going to breeze through this, but basically the proof of work ban is back in the European Parliament. It's back into the draft. They changed the words, but it's back there. Okay? So the proof of work ban, like, we know what that's about. As an XRP holder, you know exactly what the proof of work ban is here to do, right? That is here from an XRP holder perspective. That is here to kill Bitcoin and let the other networks rise, right? Specifically XRP, which is not proof of work. Now, that's just an XRP holder perspective. I don't know what the Bitcoiners think of this, but dude, this is what they want. The green energy agenda is strong. It is strong, right? And they will continue to push that. Now, let's talk about altcoins finally. We're going to hone in on XRP here. We did get a, let's see, what was the daily candle? We did get a 9% daily candle. We did actually spike all the way up to almost 85 cents, which is just absolutely amazing right there. We're back down to 79 cents now. I do see this just by looking at Market Cypher, right? We see that money's been flowing out of XRP, but we do have a huge momentum wave that just basically started on yesterday. When I see that, it kind of doesn't line up, right? The big momentum waves should usually be when money flow is green or really thin red, but this looks pretty strong right there on the 12-hour. So I'm thinking this might come back down to like 75 cents, 73 cents. Now, why did this pump? Well, the SEC was denied once again. Right here, we see the screenshot from the judge. Denied. The SEC's motion is denied. Now, what was this actually? This was the motion to strike fair notice defense. So basically, fair notice means, did you have fair warning? Did Ripple know and have fair warning or fair notice that XRP was a security when they were going to sell it? Okay, so did they have fair notice? And XRP or Ripple has defended that 4 times, and now they've tried to strike it again, and it's been denied. Okay, it's been denied again. So this puts Ripple back on the offensive and the SEC on the defensive again. And they can't defend fair notice because Ripple is correct, in my opinion. We also have this. This is from James Baker. It means Ripple and XRP holders can argue that we didn't have fair notice. It's different to saying we didn't have it, right? It's not game over, but we are 1-0 up with 10 minutes left to play. That's crazy. Now, this thing right here, if SEC, this is from Yasin, if SEC doesn't settle with Ripple, they will lose on fair notice defense. And here's the reasons. So if they don't settle, Ripple has been in business since 2012. and there's been no SEC action. Number 2, Ripple settled with FinCEN in 2015. No SEC action. Brad Garlinghouse met with the SEC many times in 2017. No SEC action. Or 2017 to 2019. So they must settle here, right? They must settle. And I'm going to let the actual lawyer or the actual attorney here explain why this is so important. We've got a 1-minute 47 clip, and this is worth watching, dude. Don't click off the video because this is literally worth watching. Listen to what he says. This is how important. He's going to reinstate how important this lawsuit really is for all of crypto.
One more super important thing I want you to understand about the fair notice defense. I think Ripple's argument that its sales of XRP were not a security are stronger than its fair notice defense. But I think the fair notice defense might be more important, and here's why. The U.S. follows the rule of stare decisis, meaning that rulings from upper courts control the lower courts. The Kick Interactive case is from a same-level court, so it's persuasive authority, but it's not binding. If the ruling was from an appellate court, which is a higher court, the ruling would be binding on the Ripple court, which is a lower court. So if Ripple wins on the fair notice defense, it becomes persuasive authority for any crypto company the SEC sues from this point forward. If the fair notice defense survives and Ripple wins, the SEC is going to have an uphill battle winning any other lawsuits they bring. But wait, it's even bigger than that. Listen to this. Even if Ripple loses the fair notice defense, they can appeal the ruling. And if an appellate court determines that Judge Torres was wrong and Ripple did not have fair notice, then the SEC is now really in trouble because that ruling is binding on every crypto lawsuit that comes along. For the most part, the SEC will not be able to bring any more crypto lawsuits, and the SEC is funded by the fines from these lawsuits, so if that happens, well, read between the lines. So the fair notice defense is the main thing right now. It's the thing that is applying pressure to the SEC. It's pressure that's the key. It's the defense that the SEC is most worried about for good reason, and it's the defense that could potentially save the industry from the SEC, and it's the defense that would lead to the case settling or resolving before a hearing on summary judgment.
Big shout out to Jeremy for that clip. That should be, like, I retweeted that right away. That should be blasted everywhere. Just to make other people understand that they should be rooting for XRP. They should be rooting for XRP to win this, and for Ripple to win this. Now, moving on, we have Jenna XRP here. She says, will you get the chip? Okay, if you needed to flee for your life and can't remember your seed phrases, it could be extremely helpful. And we know that buy chip, we've done some research into buy chip before. Will you get the chip with XRP in it? Will you? Will you? Anders says, I'd love a ring with the microchip in it. That's what I would do, a ring with the microchip in it. That'd be cool. I'll stick to the wearable, not the injectable, ingestible, that. Raul Paul explaining right here why XRP will be the biggest and why the corporate government cryptos will be the biggest, in my opinion. Unfortunately, the value of a digital asset network is driven by daily transaction volumes in dollars or units or value times the number of active users. Now, why the heck is that important? Well, if you overlay it right here, right, it fits Bitcoin, right? It fits Ethereum. It even works for XRP or Polkadot, right? So what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that the government and the corporations have all of the sheeple. They have the masses ready to put onto a network like this if they wanted to. And that's why, right, they will have the highest daily transaction volumes and the highest number of active users. Because they already do. And they can transfer them over very easily, right? So that is a good explanation by Raul. Now we have Quant joining the Innovate Finance and taking the stage at IFGS 2022. Quant is obviously rolling with the big boys. They have become a member of Innovate Finance. This is the industry body that represents and advances global fintech community in the UK. On April 5, they're speaking on the panel. That is very cool right there. We also have this hedge fund called Fir Tree, actually shorting Tether. They're shorting Tether. Like they have a fund and they're shorting Tether. They're betting a short wager against Tether could see a payday within 12 months. And its thesis against Tether centers around the coin's roughly $24 billion in high-yield commercial paper. Much of it, the firm believes, is tied to Chinese real estate developers. This is very insane. They're shorting Tether, an actual hedge fund. Very crazy. Now, the last thing I want to point out, Dr. Martin from Uphold, I asked him, can you explain how you're still able to sell XRP on Uphold while most other exchanges delisted it? He told me to join his Twitter spaces, but these people are coming in with the real answers right here. Based in the UK, and they have a securities license. Okay. So they're based in the UK and have a securities license. So interesting answer from people. Obviously, they don't know the real, like it's not coming from the people at Uphold. They're just speculating on why. But that is all we've got for the daily market update. Make sure you're following me on Twitter right there. Appreciate all of you. Love every single one of you. And goodbye.
Crawl.